So Ben Cook's not there by the looks of things. No, he's not, and we are going to be going. So it is Sean Parker in third. I'll tell you what, once again, Nick Campenhout gets a great start and gets away from Bergman at the start as they head round towards the turn one. We have a split grid start. The rest of them are about ready to take off, and I can only follow this race at this particular stage. So down under the bridge. I tell you what, Bergman got a horror start there because he's now dropped back to fourth position behind Luke Ryder. And not a great start from him at all. So let's see where they go. Right, as they Campenhout absolutely bolts again, as he did in the last race. Now let's see what happens with Bergman now. Can he pull together? Here comes the next lot. And as they all head off down towards, I said, well, once again, Campenhout's absolutely checked out. He's gone. He's already got a 75, 80 metre lead, maybe nearly 100 metre lead over Sean Parker, who's the next man up in the queue. Up the hill they come for the first time. And so Nick Campenhout across the line first. Luke Ryder, then Sean Parker, Bergman through in fourth, Jeff Irving the next one through, and then Mark Wigley as they go around at the turn one, heading down to under the bridge. Campenhout already gone through there. Well, the next three file under the bridge there. So it is Ryder from Parker from Bergman in that order. And I think Bergman about to take place back here again as they head down towards the Golden Homes hairpin. And he, no, not quite. He was setting up Sean Parker, but that didn't come off. So up the hill they come. Nick Campenhout gone. He's really opened up a gap already. And then we go back to Luke Ryder and Sean Parker, then Bergman in behind him. Now Bergman has another look to see if he can get past. He tucks down, gets in the slipstream of Parker in front of him as they head down towards the LITM sweeper. He lines him up. Is he going to get down the inside running? Oh, almost he did, but then he runs wide himself as they come out of there now, coming up the hill. And it's going to be a drag race between Parker and Bergman up the hill. Who's going to pick up third position here? It is currently still Bergman, Parker in front of Bergman as they go across the line and down into turn one. And as they head down under the bridge now for the third time. I think Bergman's just sitting there, just keeping his powder dry at the moment as they head down under, and here's another look down into the Golden Homes hairpin. Up the inside, does it nicely this time and gets the job done on Sean Parker. Now he heads off after Luke Ryder. And Luke opened up a little bit of a gap there over the two of them, but not as big a gap as Campenhout's got. He's just absolutely disappeared off into the distance. We go a little bit further back in the group there. You got Jeff Irving, leading Mark Wrigley on the Kawasaki. And then number 70, Tim Rattray on the Suzuki S650. He's up in the seventh. Then Chris Burt on another Suzuki in seventh position. Sorry, in eighth position on bike 7. And then it's ninth, it's 963 Jerry Muir on the Yamaha R3. Meanwhile, I've lost our hello, we've got somebody's come off at through the up and over, but they're fine though. They're up and off the bike. The bike's been pushed to one side, so no red flag on this one. And meanwhile now, Luke Ryder has about a 1.4 second gap over Paul Bergman, and he's just, although he's just closed that down to nothing in basically once run up the hill. So good bit of riding of Bergman. He just came from nowhere and just got right onto the tail of Luke Ryder. Luke Ryder's now pulled out of it again, opened up a little bit of a gap. They come out of turn 10 there now. Paul Bergman closing in on the back of Luke Ryder as they climb up the hill here. Camping out, as I say, is already gone. He's already started his next lap. And we're just waiting for them to come across the stripe now. And Luke Ryder on the Aprilia seems to have a little bit more grunt than the Yamaha of Bergman. But Bergman does seem to pull him back in the twisty bits as they head down towards the Hampton Downs Bridge one more time. Through they go now, through the up and over. Heading down now, Bergman getting very close now to Ryder. He's very quick in that part of the track. He'll be looking at for a pass here as he comes down under brakes into turn 8, which is the, and he's up the inside of them as they drag race up the hill now. And gets a nice inside pass done on Luke Ryder. So Paul Bergman back up into second position here, but Luke Ryder, I think, is going to go straight past him again in straight line grunt. The Aprilia just drives straight past the Yamaha. And as they go into turn 10, but Bergman hanging right onto the tail there of Luke Ryder, and traffic in the way, so this could play into Ryder's hands. And there's quite a bit of traffic too, so they're going to be right amongst the thick of it by the time we get to turn 1. Or Luke Ryder's already right in the middle of them, and Paul Bergman now trying to get up the inside, not to lose too much ground. He picks up 1 as they go through the traffic, heading down towards the bridge. And I've lost Bergman now in this group. I can't tell which one he is, so I can't pick out. Sorry, I've lost Ryder. I can pick out Bergman's bike because I can see the colour, but I can't see which one Ryder is as they head down towards the Golden Homes hairpin. So lap 5 now. This is the last lap. I think I've managed to 5K, so I think I've managed to pick out where Luke Ryder is now. He's right in front of Bergman now as they fight their way through the traffic down towards the Dale ITM sweeper. And I don't think if they get onto the straight, Bergman is still behind Ryder. Coming onto the straight here, he might get up the inside, but I think the Aprilia is just going to leave him for dead coming up the hill, and that's exactly what happens. And Camping Out takes the checkered flag now, as Luke Ryder comes across the line, take it out with Paul Bergman right in behind him, only 0.8 of a second behind. And then Sean Parker, followed by Jeff Irving, will be the next one through as they come up the hill here. So that's so there's Jeff Irving across the line now in position 5, and then in position 6 was bike 9, Mark Wigley. And then in 7th position, it was 70, Tim Rattray. Out of 8th position, it was bike 7, Chris Burt. And then Jeremy Muir out of position 9 on bike 963, the Yamaha. And just in front of, he finishes just in front of Scott Fenton on bike 618 in 10th place. So that was our intermediates. We'll see them one more time later on this afternoon. They'll be the last race of the day. But so next up, it will be the Hyacin Carl Cox Motorsport Hyacin Cup. They are out next.